we just felt that God had more for us and for our lives and for our family, and that we were called to do more than what we were doing. We also found ourselves kind of in this spot in our faith where we felt comfortable, but very uncomfortably comfortable.
We were kind of in the Christian bubble, and we wanted to step outside of that Christian bubble. And when we look at the life of Jesus and the way he lived during his time on earth, like he put himself in close proximity to the needy. In those moments, that's where God is going to grow our faith the most, and that we wouldn't be able to do this by ourselves, but only through stepping out in faith. We had a couple different families around us that we were friends with that had done fostering. So seeing it lived out with them, and then kind of considering like if that was something that our family could do, and seeing other people do it, and then wanting to be a part of that was the initial like step into us like considering fostering.
She brought this idea to me, and at first I kind of shut it down, was like, I think that maybe it's for someone else, not us. I started realizing the need that is out there for foster families and foster care. And then I started listening to quite a few podcasts on foster care and what that means to be a foster parent. A lot of the times when dads go into foster care or asked about foster care, there's this desire to protect our biological family, our sons and our daughters, from any outside sources that could be of harm to them. That's exactly what I had thought in my mind. And then something they said throughout this podcast and at the end, the fact that there are so many kids without a father, without a home, without a mom and dad, or maybe who have parents that have neglected or are just not in a spot to take care of them. It got me thinking too, can I sacrifice my desire for comfort, for security, for another kid who has nothing? And so that was a big turning point for me.
It became kind of a desire for us to like develop a relationship with our foster child's biological parents, and try to foster that relationship in a way that like we wanted reunification to be the goal. And that's something that they talk about early in the foster care system, is that reunification should be the goal until determined otherwise. I think that was one of the major things for our own kids, as we prayed for, our foster kids' mom and dad, that they would get better, that they would be able to take them back someday, and just continue to pray for them, and then let them know that we were praying for them as well. God has taught us that we are not perfect parents whatsoever. As we've taken in kids with different things, and even our own kids, as they've experienced kids come into the home for a short period of time and leave, we've learned to grieve.
God has taught us to rely on Him a lot more than I feel like we were before we started this process, starting getting into foster care. How can I bring a child in and have them be a part of us, and then have them reunified with their parents at a later date? I remember God just speaking to me, in a sense, basically just telling me, how could you not? How could you not take a child in who has nothing?
We decided to transfer our license to Josiah White's because we've been fostering for about 2 years. We felt like we needed somebody else on our side to help us through that, and just to support us in those times where we say we're tired, we need a break, and we need someone to be alongside us in that. And the fact that Josiah White's is a Christian-based organization was a huge plus for us.
Starting the trainings and things with Josiah White's, like the fact that they're starting the training with like a prayer and like that's
a devotion.
That's like totally foreign to us, but really cool, and really it's been really awesome to be able to be part of a faith-based organization that cares for children so much.
Josiah White's has supported us to say, here are some resources and here are some behavior techniques that you can use with your own kids to allow you to see that child as a child and not see them as a problem, and give you resources to help them work through some of that trauma. Being involved in foster care at any level, even if it's just like donating to Josiah White's or supporting a foster family by bringing by a meal or, you know, putting together a backpack or praying for them, like each of those little steps is so important.
I think it's important to note that foster families and foster care cannot exist without those who are not foster families.
Yes.
Who are supporting foster families.